Yo YouTube, this is my video for today, which is Monday the 13th of January, and I'm on the road. At the moment the sun is just to my left, which is not going to obscure my view at all, but in about 10 minutes or so I'm going to be heading east, and it's going to be right in my eye line. So, just want to let you know, prepare you for that eventuality. I have got a job, I'm on my way to it now. It's picking up from March, and it's going to Highbridge in Somerset. And it's a job that I've done before, not that long ago. So I'm looking forward to doing this, because I remember I got a pretty decent job back from Highbridge. Oh no, it's Torquay, wasn't it? I got a job back from Torquay last time. Going quite a long distance, and I'm hopeful to do the same thing today, to do two jobs and then have a very good paying day. And if that is the case, it'll be a nice easy day, and it'll be another great day in January. So I'm on my way now. I'm about 45 minutes away from the pickup. I've got to be there for 9 o'clock. I'm going to be there about 10 to 9 at the moment, unless there's in traffic. It's about 25 miles for me to get to March from where I live, and the job itself is for a short wheelbase van. It's 212 miles loaded, and I'm getting £210, 210. So effectively £1 a mile for the loaded element of it, but not for the picking up points. So at the moment I'm in very good spirits about this, because it's a nice. The guy, when I spoke to the guy, he remembered that I did it before. This would have been on Friday when I got this job. I spoke to the guy and he remembered that I did it before, and he reminded me that I did it before. And I said to him, well, "Is it regular?" And he said that it wasn't, but that he would call me next time it's available. Now, if that does actually happen, and it is on my day that I'm working, this could become a bit of a pattern, this route, and I would love that. At the moment I'd love that, because that would be a pretty good chance to earn decent money one day, at least one day of the week. So we'll see. I'm about to turn left at this junction, and so then you're going to see the sun and how low it is. I've got one more thing to talk about, and that's my videos. I did, although you're not going to know this for another week because of what I'm about to tell you, I have decided that I like the style of doing my videos in the day, you know, as I'm driving, sort of having what I like about these videos is that I can let you know before something happens what I'm hoping will happen, and then we work out what happens, and then I put down the video what actually happens. So it's much more of a kind of working through a day in a life as it's happening, and I do like that quite a lot. So I want to keep the style, but I just cannot edit these videos on the same day. But what I can do, what I've done for last week, is I've edited all the videos for the whole week. They're sitting in my YouTube channel waiting to be made public, and I will publish each one on the day of the week that it corresponds to. So I've just published last Monday's, and then obviously on Wednesday I'll publish Wednesdays, and Fridays, and then that gives me until the weekend to publish these videos this week. So you'll be 1 week behind me in my life, or to put it another way, I'll always be a week ahead of you, which I like the idea that I'm always ahead of you. So there we go, that's my life at the moment. I have spent the last couple of weekends catching up with all my admin and emails, and this is just not just to do with this business, but other stuff I've got to do. And I feel when I've done that, I do get a great sense of calmness, because there's not some nagging thing that I've got to do in the background. I've just picked up the load from March and now I'm heading towards Highbridge, which is 212 miles away, and at the moment my Google Maps is saying just under 4 hours. So I've got my ETA at the moment as 1 o'clock. I've put on CX that I'll be there at or before 2 o'clock, just to give me a bit of a leeway. I don't actually need to stop now. I have got enough fuel to get all the way there. I don't think I'm going to need the toilet, and I don't need to get any food. So let's get this job done and then see what Somerset gives me. And I was going to just finish off this message by saying I've got 3 quite big things that I need to get done or have happen in this year, 2025, for it to be a good year. And I'm not going to tell you what the 3 things are at the moment. There are 3 specific improvements that I need to make to my life. They're not all in my control. And as and when those 3 things happen, I'll let you know and we'll count them down. So, I hope you're having a good day. And I'll speak to you when I get somewhere near Highbridge, unless I have some sort of amazing insight to share with you. Which I think is probably not going to happen, to be honest. I suppose the only insight I can share with you so far is actually January hasn't been that bad. If you're usually dealing with high volume, if you're usually busy, I suspect that the difference in January and February is quite significant. But actually, for someone like me who struggled to get work every day anyway, actually I haven't found January to be any different to October, November so far. So it might just be a perception thing, that because I'm not actually getting less work now than I was before Christmas, actually maybe it's going to be the same as usual for me. Maybe I'm just hardened to a more tough life, and these people with their own customers who've got a soft life where they just get given a job handed on a plate to them, then they don't know what it's like to work, to really work for a living. Yeah, so that's my conclusion. My conclusion is I'm the best. Hi there, just a quick update. It's now 1:40. I arrived at my drop-off point in Highbridge at 10 to 1. I was off-site outside the depot about 1:15, looking for jobs and just having a sense about what it's like in the area. I'm on the desktop as well as my app, so that I can get a wider search. There's a trickle of jobs coming through, many of which I would do. I put a couple of bids on at 80p a mile, well, one at 85p a mile, one at 80p a mile, that was going sort of to the East Midlands, which would have been great for me, but didn't get either of those 2 jobs. There are other jobs that I've bid on which are sort of more local, but the problem is there's a lot of drivers active in this area at the moment, and so it's going to be hard to get any job. I'm going to have to perhaps go a little bit cheaper than I have been doing, but I'm relying kind of on a long distance job back up to the Birmingham area or East Midlands or London area, I suppose, or even I'd go as far as Greater Manchester area, northwest. And there should be a reasonable chance of that. So at the moment, I've kind of been here for nearly an hour in this area, waiting for about half an hour. I parked up here near the M5 junction, and I'm going to give it a few more minutes and then decide what I need to do. I don't think I'm going to head south towards Taunton or Exeter. I think there's too many drivers south of me, If anything, I'll head up towards Bristol, which is about half an hour from where I am, and perhaps look for jobs around the Bristol area. That's going to be my most likely chance. But there's a few jobs come through, and I'll have a look at see what's going on. So I'll let you know as and when things change. Cheers. It is now 2:25. I've spent my time looking at the drivers that are around me, and I'm pretty sure I've got a good idea about what the competition's like now. I've taken a screenshot, and there's 12 active drivers in my area. 6 of those drivers are local based drivers, so I'm going to make an educated guess that they won't be competing for jobs that I'm looking for, going sort of quite a long distance away into England. And that leaves 6 other drivers. So I think there are 2 drivers heading north on the M5, one that's based in Cheltenham, actually he's come off the M5 now, he's heading across country, and one that's based in Stoke. I think 2 of the drivers have won jobs that I bid on. I think one driver has gone to Crewe Cairn in the last half an hour. He's based in West Brom, and he's going to take the load to Uttoxeter, I think. But that's not till 4 o'clock. And the other driver that's coming south down the M5 is based in Leicester. I think he's won the job for Wellington to Stoke that I bid on. So that leaves then 2 of the drivers. One of them is based in Redruth, north of England, and he's got a 7.5 ton lorry. So I can't imagine I'll be competing with him. And the other driver is based in Weymouth on the south coast in a Luton van. So I can't imagine I'll be competing for him where he wants to go. So if I was to discount the 6 local drivers and now the 6, let's call them foreign drivers, i.e. not based in this area, I think I'm the only one left now that's looking for a job in this area, going sort of any distance, sort of Derby way. So I'll give it another half an hour or so and see what happens. Obviously there may not be any work, but I'm pretty sure I've got less competition than it looks like on that map. I did get a call about a job that was 2 stops sort of locally. I was about 45 minutes from the pickup, and I did put a bid on £55, 55. They called me and asked me if I'd do it for 45. I said that I wouldn't, and they reposted the job saying the job would pay 35. And it's been reposted about 3 or 4 times now, so I'm sure they'll get it eventually. One of these local guys might want to do it, but not at £35. Surely that seems ridiculously cheap. Okay, I'll get back to it and I'll let you know how it goes. But at the moment, nothing to report. But I'm hopeful that the next job that comes up, I can snap it up. Cheers. Hello there. So here's an update. It's 4 o'clock now. I've brought myself 30 miles north from Highbridge to Bristol. I've just come off at the Cribbs Causeway junction off the M5. And I'm parked up at a lay-by just off the roundabout, and I am wondering what to do now. So at the moment I'm getting a little bit tired because I'm not doing very much, and there isn't a lot of jobs around. There's a lot of drivers in Bristol, a lot more than where I was in Highbridge, but there's just not been any other work in the last hour and a quarter from when I last spoke to you. And I'm wondering what I should do, so I've come to here. I'm going to stay here for a bit. I'm going to treat this a bit like when I'm in Manchester. Give it an hour, maybe even 2 hours, to give it as much chance as possible to find a job. Looking back on my day, I don't believe I've missed out on an opportunity to bid on a job. I've had the desktop open, looking at sort of a wider area. I did have a job. I did ring about a job going from Weymouth to Northampton, and I missed out on that, but that was like an hour and 45 minutes drive to get to Weymouth from where I was. It wasn't ideal. I'm going to stick around here. There's lots. I'll put a map up showing the current active drivers that are around here. There's quite a lot, too many for me to count at the moment. And the other thing to say is my tactic of when I was in Highbridge for those 2 hours of writing down the local drivers and the foreign drivers and seeing what the foreign drivers did. It was quite interesting. I'll do it again. There was a situation where I was pretty much the only foreign driver available to work, and then people came from the north and the south on the M5, and some of them stayed, some of them went off. In the end, I had about 3 of us sort of in the area looking for jobs, but at no point did any jobs come up at that point, so it wasn't like we had a competition at all. If I was to drive straight home now, it's 3.5 hours from where I am now. I will make £145 net, which isn't enough, so I don't want to do that. I'm happy to do at this point a £50 job, just to make that closer to 200. I don't want to go less than £50. Really, it's not really worth my while. And so yeah, that's where I stand. I'm going to stay here for as long as I can face it. See if the drivers around me give up and go home, and then some sort of job comes up. Maybe the best bet I've got is a Bristol to London job, but even if that comes up now, it's going to be a long day still. So nothing's. It's highly unlikely that I'm going to get a very attractive job. I suppose I'm thinking about it now. If I was to get a Bristol to Derby job or Bristol to Peterborough job, how cheap would I really go? And I'd probably go quite cheap. I would never go below 50p a mile as a matter of principle, and I would always hate to go that low. But would I go that low today? I might do. Maybe 55p, 60p. Depends on exactly where it's going to and what time. But that would be a genuine backload job. Yeah, so I'll keep updated, and probably next time I'm doing a video, it'll be dark. So hopefully I'll be on the road driving to pick a pickup, or have picked up by that point. Okay, see you later. Bye bye. Right, hello YouTube. I am really quite disappointed by it today. I got a decent price to come down to this area, but it's been ridiculously quiet. Obviously it's the time of year, obviously it's the number of drivers around, but there's just not really been any jobs to bid on at all. For the last sort of, whenever I was last talking to you, I think it's 45 minutes ago, nothing has happened. There's been one job for tomorrow morning locally, but nothing for. So it's one job for it's pick up in South Wales, delivery to South Wales for tomorrow morning. So I can't do that. So I'm giving up, and I'm trundling home. It's nearly 3.5 hours to get home from here. It's 5 miles. And I will be looking for work on the way, but it's probably going to be, well, I'm going to have less chance of getting a job doing this than I was sitting in Highbridge for 2 hours or sitting in Bristol for an hour and a quarter. So it's, as I said, very disappointing. I'll get halfway home or so, and then I'll do some stats just in case something pops up. I just want a little job now. I'll accept a £50 job now, just to give me some fuel money. So I'm not going to be working on Wednesday. I've got an appointment in the morning on Wednesday with a consultant at Addenbrooke's Hospital in Cambridge, and that's in relation to my back. I really hope it's a productive meeting. I don't know what to expect. Hopefully they are going to move things forward, because my back is really causing me a lot of issues physically, and it will make a big difference to my life, my ability to earn money. Actually, to be fair, it make a much bigger difference to my lifestyle than my ability to earn money. I can still earn money with my back, but I can't do much else outside of work. So actually it's more about a better lifestyle for myself than it is to earn more money or better money. So I hope that goes somewhere sooner or later. Well, sod's law comes into play, doesn't it? As I was driving up the M5 away from Bristol, job came up from Bristol going to Welshpool. Not really going anywhere near home, but it was not very far from where I was. I put a bid on it in the hope that I might get it, but not expecting to. And then only went and gave it to me, didn't they? So I'm going along the M5 now, heading in the wrong direction. I've got to get to the next junction, turn back and go back to Bristol. It's 21 miles. If I could go back, it'd be about 13 miles, about half of that. So I'm going to do about 5 miles down the road, 5 miles back. Anyway, it's £100, which makes my day a good day, although a long day. It's a small van job, 116 loaded miles from Bristol to Welshpool, and it's going to be nice and easy. But it's just frustrating that I wish I'd got this before I left. Anyway, so yeah, I've got the job. I'm going to do it. It's going to be a late night, but I'm going to make some reasonable money. I should be on something like 220, I'm guessing, after fuel today. After doing this, so maybe a bit more. We'll see how far Welshpool is from my house. I might even pop in, see my mum on the way through, depending on what time it is. Anyway, I'm just be at the pickup. I'll be at the pickup at just before 6 o'clock, and then it's probably about 2 hours to drive to Welshpool, so 8 o'clock, and then probably about 3 hours home, so 11 o'clock-ish maybe. We'll see. That's all guesses at the moment. So I'm 1.7 miles now away from the junction to come off. I'm going to go past this lorry now, it's irritating me, it's getting too slow. Last lorry in front of me, that's why. So yeah, I'll let you know my stats and anything else that happens later on. I'm sort of pleased, but also sort of frustrated about the whole thing. It's a really weird feeling that I'm happy to get a decent job, but why at the wrong time when I was moving away from it? Anyway, let's get on with this. That's life, I suppose, isn't it? Cheers. Right, I'm doing my last video now for the day because I'm stuck in this traffic. I'm going to do my stats for the evening. So this part of the M6 has delayed me by about an hour, which is quite frustrating. But I've now got to the point where we're single line traffic. Oh, there's a blue light behind me. Hopefully they can go in the. Hopefully they'll go in the lane that's closed, because this is not going to be good for them. Go on, go in the lane that's closed. Well done. Yeah, stats. So because of that delay, I'm going to be home about 1 o'clock in the morning rather than sort of 12 o'clock. But at least now I'm rolling again. So figures are as follows. So based on a new average fuel price of 15.01 pence per mile, today I will have driven a total of 557 miles, 557. It will have been a long day. It'll be 17 hours by the time I get back. And that last job for that £100 meant that I've earned £310 gross, and my fuel costs for today are 83.61 pence, so effectively £84. And that means that my net earnings today are £226,226. So the bottom line is, I know it's been a long day, I know this is a bit tedious going through this traffic, but I'm pleased that I have got over the £200 mark net today. It could have been a lot more different. And so, as always, I am prioritising earning a certain amount of money rather than keeping the mileage down, keeping the time down. And that is what I have to focus on for myself at the moment, is earning above £200 net for as many days as I can. So I have to be pleased with that. It has proved to be a very long evening, but I wouldn't change it. And I would definitely do this job again from March to Highbridge, because I think there's a decent chance of getting some sort of job from that area, particularly because the time I arrive is about 1 o'clock. So it's definitely worth me trying this route again. Right, I'm going to leave it there. So thank you very much for listening to my video. I hope that you are all being successful, however you choose to define that word for yourselves. And I'll see you next, probably on Friday. Farewell, friends.